Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. So I'm putting out this video to kind of give a 8-month check-in for how my testosterone replacement therapy is going. I've been doing testosterone replacement therapy for about 8 months now. And so I want to just share my numbers and my experiences with you so that if you're going through testosterone replacement therapy, or maybe you're thinking about it, you can just get some notes from a real person that's actually going through it. So if you're new to the channel, you don't know anything about me, I'm Jake. I'm 47 years old dude. I've been on testosterone replacement therapy for about 8 months. I have a history of being overweight and also not taking care of myself, not sleeping, etc. About 25 pounds into my weight loss journey, I started to feel severe fatigue. My diet and everything, sleep, everything was on point. But for some reason, I felt like I got run over by a truck pretty much every day, starting at 11 a.m. on. I could not even do my daily job, like at all. I was toast. So got some blood tests done. Turns out that I am extremely hypogonadal. My total testosterone was 150. Normal range is 300 to 1,000. So that's a problem. So I got on testosterone replacement therapy after a lot of research, etc. And this is just kind of where I'm at right now. Overall, things are really good. You know, my mood is good. Strength and gym work is good. Body fat's kind of melting off because I do also watch my calories. I count my calories. I weigh my food. I also work out about 5 to 6 times a week in the gym doing strength training. And I also get 10,000 or more steps a day. I don't do any kind of heavy cardio, running, high intensity, or anything like that. I'm mainly just watching what I eat. I'm getting my steps in, and I'm doing strength resistance training and the TRT protocol. So I feel pretty good so far. The issue that I'm having a couple issues. One of which was every morning when I wake up, I'm extremely agitated, and that agitation kind of continues through the day. Easy, quick to anger, that kind of thing. I also notice that I am on the verge of tears a lot, especially when I'm thinking about or talking about emotional or feelings kind of stuff. I tend to just start crying. So those two things were kind of a signal lately that something might be off. I'm also having a bit of acne. You can kind of see it in my hairline up here. I also have a little bit in my chest. Nothing extreme, but definitely more than what I've experienced just as a normal baseline. So I knew something was a little bit off. So I got a blood test. It was time for me to do that anyway. It's really important for you to get blood tests with your doctor when you're on testosterone replacement therapy to try to troubleshoot some of these things that come up. So I would like to go through these test results with you so you can kind of see my journey, the changes I made to with my doctor to my dosing protocols and what effect they had on my blood levels. So let's take a look at that. Okay. So this is a spreadsheet that I kind of just keep with all my blood results. So as I get a blood test, I put them in this spreadsheet. And just to kind of show you some landmarks here, if you will, this is before I started testosterone replacement therapy. You'll notice my total testosterone, like I mentioned, was 156 total. It was terrible. My SHBG was pretty destroyed too. So just not really in a good state whatsoever. In February, I started testosterone replacement therapy, and my dosage was 200 milligrams every other week. So one injection, 200 milligrams every other week, interglute, intramuscular injection that I self-administered. Overall, I started to feel better, but I was having major peaks and valleys. So felt great when the injection went in, felt like crap at the second week, and so on and so forth. So when I got this blood test right here, I was about 3 months into my TRT therapy of using that 200 every other week. So my testosterone was improving. You can see my total testosterone was up to 595, and this is at the trough. So when you test your blood, you should always be on the down part of your injection cycle. So when I was injecting every 2 weeks, I injected on a Monday, waited 2 weeks, had a blood test without injecting, and then injected after the blood test. That way I'm at the trough of my injection cycle. So I was at 595, but again, I was having those ups and downs, you know. So my doctor coincidentally retired, so I went to a T clinic to get some help there, and they put me on 180 milligrams once a week, every week. And so I did that protocol for I think it was about, this is when I bottomed out for the testosterone replacement therapy clinic, the TRT clinic, because they wanted to make sure that I was actually hypogonadal before they would administer the dosing. So that was what this test was. And then I started 180 milligrams once a week, every week, and this is what the results were from here. So I was at 696, so slightly higher. But my estradiol started to climb, and this is one thing that happens whenever you're on testosterone replacement therapy is that your estrogen or estradiol can start to kind of creep up, and it wasn't really severe at this point, but it was hot, definitely higher than what it was when I leveled out for my original test. I don't have any data from before. My doctor did not order those tests. And that's one thing that you really need to probably stay on top of your doctor, especially if they're not familiar with how this works. They need to be pulling your estradiol every time. So just ask them for that. Just to kind of pause here for a minute, I did leave the TRT clinic to go to a smaller practice. One of the issues that I was having with the TRT clinic is that they would only allow me to use a compounding pharmacy. And that compounding pharmacy did not take insurance. So that was kind of two strikes. One, I don't like compounding pharmacies doing testosterone. It's just personally for me, I would rather draw it out of the bottle myself. When that compounding pharmacy would send me syringes, they were all pre-filled. So I had no idea like what was in that syringe, what the concentration was it sterile or not. And it would be shipped to me in the mail, and it's in Texas. So that mail would take 2 days to get to me, in 100, 110, maybe 150 in the truck. I don't know, but really, really hot. So I wasn't cool with that. Second, I was having to pay about $150 a month for the 4 injections. And a bottle of depot testosterone from your pharmacy on insurance is like a couple dollars. So it wasn't cost conscious. It wasn't cost effective for me. And also I just wasn't comfortable with the compounding pharmacy. I'm sure the compounding pharmacies are fine. It's just my personal choice. I would rather pull it out of a bottle than to get those pre-filled syringes. So don't judge me for that. That's my personal preference. It is going into my body, so I want to have some control over that. All right, so let's go back to the test results. Okay, so I switched companies and I went with another doctor, and they put me on 200 milligrams 2 times a week, every week. So that's 100 milligram dosage in 2 shots over the week. So 200 milligrams total, 100 milligram shot on Monday, 100 milligram shot on Thursday. And I did that protocol for about 2 months. And that's towards the end of that 2 months is when I started to notice these symptoms that I kind of talked about before. So I got my blood drawn. And you'll notice a couple things jump out right away. Number one, my total testosterone is way too high. I'm not looking to be super physiological here. I'm looking to be healthy. And 1215 total testosterone, unfortunately, they didn't pull my albumin, so I can't calculate free testosterone, but my total is 1215. That is way too high. I want to ideally be under 1,000 for my personal preference. I don't believe that I should be over 1,000 testosterone. The other problem is, look at my estradiol. Now it's 51. So that it's very clear to me that the amount of testosterone I'm injecting is too much. So I talked to my doctor about this. We're bumping my dosage back to 180 2 times a week. So that's 90-90. So 1 shot on Monday, 1 shot on Thursday, 90 milligrams each shot. And so we're going to do that for about 2 months and kind of see what that looks like. The other thing to be aware of here is if you look at my blood health, you'll notice that my hematocrit was 45 before I started testosterone replacement therapy. And as I kind of did that therapy, you notice it creeping up higher, higher here, and higher here. Now, the reason why it bottomed out right here or flattened out here is because I gave blood between these two dates. I gave blood on July 31st, so that was 2 weeks after I got this blood test. That was calculated. I did that intentionally. And then I also gave blood after this one too. I'm trying to keep my hematocrit under 50. It's just, I don't want any blood clotting issues. I also don't want it to get too high to where they won't like donation centers won't take my blood anymore, because it's extremely wasteful to have, to give blood and nobody be able to use it. That's not cool. So that's where I'm at right now. So those are my tests. I'm gonna do this 90 milligrams twice a week for probably 2 months, 60 days, and we're gonna pull my blood again. So hopefully this helps level me out a little bit. I just started the protocol this week, so I don't really know. It's gonna take probably a little time for this estradiol to kind of flush out of my system, and I don't really know how long that will take, so I need to do some research on that. But Anyway, so far, I mean, I feel pretty good. Like my mood is good, except for the rage and crying thing, but I'm aware of it, so I can kind of deal with that. But things are going well. Workouts in the gym are going well. Eating plan's going well. I'm currently at 175 pounds. I am fighting off some injuries in my arms. So I have tennis elbow in both arms now. So if you watched my previous video, you knew I had it in my left one. Well, guess what? Now it's in my right one. And I think I've identified it to a gripping issue. I think I'm just gripping weights way too hard and it's putting strain on my forearms. But I've had to kind of stop. The reason I say that is because I had to stop my weight loss so that I could eat in a slight calorie surplus so that I can heal up these injuries. It's very hard for your body to heal itself, from what I understand, when you're in a calorie deficit. So I'm going to sustain up to 175 for a little while and just kind of see where that's at. But hey, going from 225 pounds last September in 2023 to 175 pounds now in October, I'm pretty proud of that. So hope you're doing great. I hope everything's going well for you. Keep up the great work. I know you can do it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.